All right, guys, welcome to the Digital Barbell Podcast. Thanks for being here. Today, we're going to be talking about what our thoughts are on the peptide craze of 2026 that's going on everywhere. Somebody asked if we miss the Airstream life, so we're going to talk about that. And somebody else noticed that our YouTube channel has grown quite a bit and how much RV and Airstream related stuff there is on there. And they're curious how many of our clients have come through Airstream and RV content. So we're going to divulge some information about that in this episode too. If this is your first time stumbling upon our podcast, my name is Jonathan. This is my beautiful wife, Blakely. My current wife, Blakely. Shoot, I meant to throw that joke in there. We own and operate Digital Barbell. We're an online training and nutrition coaching company. All of our clients are all over the country. Some are in international countries. We coach people through the internet. We deliver common sense workout programs that help them feel good, look good, move well, age well, all that good stuff. And we also help people understand the basics of nutrition, fit that to their own lifestyle and preferences in a way that isn't a diet. So it's something you never have to go off of. If that sounds awesome to you, check out the link to all of our free ways to work with us in the description of this episode. Get a little bit of a taste without having to come out of your pocket for anything.
Okay, instead of a sponsor today, I have an idea. I'm gonna poll the audience. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
poll the audience.
ask a question and see if we get anybody to give us some information.
All right, so comment section stuff here.
Yeah, okay. So we have basically been using those horse stall mats for our gym floor mats for as long as I've ever had gyms, like from the house to my own, CrossFit gym that I owned to here.
Okay.
I've been carrying a lot of the same ones around. Maybe this is part of the key.
Okay.
But so we have had, they're older. But I mean, if you could see my hands right now, they are black and all. You know, you have like lines in your hands and in your fingers. Like my hands are just permanently stained black from the mats. Like we do push-ups or burpees or anytime I'm touching the mats, and I've scrubbed my hands like afterward. I'm like, I just can't get it out of the cracks. Anyway, I'm just curious like what people use for gym flooring. Like if there's something out there that maybe we don't know about that people like love, like, cause the horse stall mats are great for padding. They are about like that thick.
They're 3/4 of an inch thick. Which is great for heavy deadlifts and stuff.
They don't move around. Yeah, they protect the concrete. You can, they're nice to jump on. They're nice to like do something like a burpee on where you're not going to hurt yourself or whatever. Yeah, but they're dirty.
Yeah.
They hold the obviously dirt. I mean, I mop them, but they're made of recycled tires, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like touching tires all the time. And even if you do that, you get dirty. So anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of like...
You don't know what roads those tires drove on before they were recycled.
Exactly.
All right, good question. I guess I never really thought about getting different gym flooring, like that fancy stuff that rolls out or something.
I've been thinking about it lately just because I know how old ours are and they've been around the block, and I just don't ever want like anything like underneath, like mold or anything to be growing underneath them. And they're so like dirty. Dirty.
All right. So leave a comment if you got any suggestions for us on that. Quick announcement, a reminder, if you missed it in a previous episode, we are headed to the Airstream International Rally in Minot, North Dakota, however you pronounce it. We'll be presenting on Wednesday, the 24th, I believe it is. I don't have my calendar open, but Wednesday at 1 p.m. There's only one Wednesday during the rally. We'll also be part of a content creator meetup on Saturday. We'll be doing 3 workouts at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. So there's all kinds of chances for you to come out and say hi to us if you're going to be there.
Monday about kind of diving deeper into creating content for YouTube about probably equipment needed,
how it's done,
things like that, like actually the editing process and stuff like that. So
yeah, the Saturday thing is
like a meet and greet at 4, and then the panel is at 10:30 on Monday, and then our own panel is Wednesday at 1.
That's right. So come see us if you're going to be out there, if you're an Airstreamer listening to this. Okay, you ready to get into these questions? So the first one came from one of our clients. He said, I can see your YouTube channel is getting a lot more views. I'm sure it's linked to the Airstream content that's embedded in it. How many clients have you picked up that have found you through Airstream or RV content? He's right, because turns out if you just post videos of workouts and you don't do crazy stuff like challenges and things like that, YouTube's a pretty hard place to grow. But for some reason, people want to watch camper content. So that's the reason that we actually hit a milestone this week. We hit 6,000 subscribers on on our YouTube channel. And I actually remember the day, I think it was in 2019, when we hit 225 subscribers on YouTube. And I was like, that is amazing.
Why do you remember that
Because
number?
225 is like a pretty common number to know when you're like a weightlifter, 225.
Yeah.
And I saw that 225. I was like, that's amazing that 225 people are willing to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hear what we have to say. And here we are now, 7 years later at 6,000. So I have no doubt another 6 years from now we'll be at 50,000, if not a million. But it has been cool because we've been able to monetize our channel and make a lot of friends through there, and it's just been great. And this client who noticed this is right. So I went through our client list in our coaching software today, and as of now, about 15% of our current clients are people who found us through RV related or Airstream content. Now, there's been people who have been through like some of our 8-week programs or just aren't clients anymore. So that number has been higher in the past. And just as like a total number, it's higher than the total number that we have now because some people have gone on to do other things. And it was actually around this time. Was it around this time? Whatever time it was when we were driving to Boise in the fall. So a little bit later than this.
No, we went in the summer. We went in August last year.
Yeah, I guess it was right before the fall. But we were actually, I remember you doing this while we were driving. It was documented in some of our videos. You were putting the finishing touches on this new 8-week program that we came out with called Strength Made Simple, which was a beginner strength training program that we had already been talking about having as an idea, like, because we felt there was a need for it. And then we're like, there's a lot of people who are into RVing that they really need the strength to be able to get out there and do more things and to be able to set up camp safely and move all the heavy things. Like they need a beginner strength training program. And I think that was something that attracted a lot of our audience and brought people into the digital barbell atmosphere. And a lot of those people are still clients today.
Yeah, I think we'll probably release that again in the beginning of the fall.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that had a lot to do with how many of those people that found us through content turned into actual clients.
But I have noticed, like as we get new clients, that they are RVers a lot of times.
I have several custom clients that are. Yeah. So and also just a little teaser, because of all this stuff that we're talking about, we're coming out with a brand new community that's going to be geared only towards people who are into RVing. You don't have to be a full-time RVer or anything like that. It's actually called Camping with Dumbbells, which is a name that we've had kind of under our umbrella and ownership for a while. And it's going to be a place for like-minded people like us that care about their health, that prioritize their fitness. They want longevity. They want to be able to get out there and enjoy these adventures in their RV, to come together as a community, share experiences, and for us to be available to answer questions directly to those people in kind of a real-time like community atmosphere. We'll have monthly meetups virtually where we're available for questions. We go live, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, we've owned this Camping with Dumbbells name for a long time, and we've like experimented with doing different things with it. Yeah. But this is what we decided on, and we're super excited.
I love the name. Yeah, I grabbed it a long time ago because I thought it was a good. It's just funny. It's like Camping with Dumbbells, like the actual equipment, and then they can be like Camping with Dumbbells, like all these people.
I'm the dumbbell. You get it. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, we're going to have a special launch for it. Stay tuned for like future videos. Even if it just looks like a video that is about Airstream content, we'll give the details of it. And there's going to be a special for founding members to join the community. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that too.
Hang on, I'll put a piece of ice in my mouth.
She forgot she was mic'd up. Okay.
I'm never thirstier than when we're podcasting. I'm like, I feel like I'm constantly drinking.
I got mine right down here.
Well, I'm just saying, I like feel like I'm like, I can usually sit for more than like 30 minutes without a drink, but now I'm like, when we're podcasting, I'm just like, it's just like what I do for some reason.
You got to go through the motion, but just for like some perspective too, it's about 7,000 degrees outside, and we did go do a 3-mile walk out in the sun earlier and sweat a lot. So I'm thirsty too. Why don't we skip the do we miss Airstream life question, since we just talked about a bunch of Airstream stuff. We'll come back to it, and let's jump to the next question. This was a good friend of ours asked this question. She said, what are your thoughts on peptides? Is it a craze, or is there promise for long-term use given recent FDA approval of some? So if you don't already know, what?
Of some,
of some peptides, like some peptides have been approved by the FDA recently. Okay. So does that like give you hope that it's going to be a more long-term thing that becomes more widespread and not legal, but you know the word I'm looking for, kind of like accepted, um, whatever. So if you don't already know it, I do not claim to be an expert on peptides. I've never tried any of them. I do know some people who have tried some of the ones we're going to talk about here, but like I said, I don't claim to be an expert, but I have researched it quite a bit and, you know, listened to other experts talk about it on podcasts and of course refresh my memory for this episode. But if you don't already know, peptides are really just short chains of amino acids that give a signal for your body to do something. I like to think of it as like somebody slipping you a note in school, like, here, like you need to know this. Here's some instructions you need to follow. So that's what a peptide does. These little short chains of amino acids. So you've probably heard of some of the most common peptides. These are the GLP-1s like semaglutide or tirzepatide. These are the things that tell your body like you need to empty your stomach more slowly, which helps with appetite regulation. Some of these can cause different hormones to be released. There's a wide array of these peptides that cause these signals to be sent to different body processes, and that's what supposedly kicks off the potential for them to cause the effect in the body. And we already know that these ones that have been approved for weight loss are super effective because so many people are losing so much weight just with the introduction of these peptides. That being said, the ones that are widely accepted, like semaglutide and tirzepatide, these are FDA regulated, meaning the companies that make them are responsible for making sure that the dosage of the active ingredient is correct in what you're buying, that the purity is there, that they're manufactured under, what's the word when something is like, sterile conditions. Basically, they're guaranteed to be what they say they're going to be on the label. And they're safe. Like there's been clinical trials where like, yes, there may be side effects to some of these things, but they're not side effects that outweigh the potential benefits for them. But when we're talking about the peptides that most people outside of weight loss are taking these days, we're talking about things like, what is it called? TB, I think I've wrote it down here. I always get the names of these peptides confused. But BPC 157, that's a huge one. TB 500, and then I don't know how you pronounce this one, but it's Ipamorelin or Ipamorelin. These are the ones that people think are responsible for helping you repair muscle tissue, tendon tissue. They may have some anti-aging effects. They may help you build more muscle. They may help you get stronger faster. These are the ones where we don't yet have human clinical trials in large enough quantities to make sure or know that they're safe. Even in their pure forms, all the studies so far have been done on animals or rodents. And like I said, the ones that have been done on humans haven't been long-term or on large enough groups to say that they're safe. So that makes, just coming from like a coach's like play it safe perspective, like, I don't know, like these aren't approved by the FDA to use for the purposes that they're intended for so far. And then there's the whole side of everybody and their mother now is like an Instagram influencer who is selling their own version of peptides. There's peptide coaches who will sell you a whole stack of different peptides based on whatever you say results you want or symptom you have. Like, all right, here's your stack of peptides that you need to inject into your body, which is a whole nother issue, like the risk for infection of giving yourself shots. Mm-hmm. And then since these things aren't regulated by the FDA yet, like there's really no guarantee that, number one, what it says on the bottle is what's in the bottle, that it was manufactured under sterile conditions, and that there aren't dangerous contamination things in that you don't even want in your body.
I mean, it's like buying like drugs or something from somebody where you're like, I'm going to just take this. I don't really know how this was made or what it's not regulated like food and stuff.
It'll be like buying
regular like medications are.
Buying meat in like a closed sealed package where you can't see it with no expiration date and you're just going to eat it without knowing what you're getting
that's like
in the package.
If you like, we used to get it like your rice, like butcher a cow and you go and buy the half cow and you just get all these packages. It's kind of like that. You're just trusting this farmer that they're going to process the meat, they're going to be clean about it, they're going to seal it, they're going to keep it at the temperatures they're supposed to keep it at, and then there is no date on these packages. It's just like meat, and
then you get violently ill and you wonder what went wrong. So that's kind of where we're at with the current state of the peptide industry. I mean, anecdotally, I know people who have taken BPC 157 and they're like, my shoulder pain went away within 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and it hasn't come back. And like a lot of times with exercise and fitness related stuff, sometimes the quote bros are like ahead of the science, and they notice the things that are working before the science catch up and validates it. And maybe that's the case, but like for something that's as serious as injecting a compound into your body, I think that that's a little bit more of a risky proposition. And personally, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be ready to take that step. I think I did do a little bit of research because she pointed out that some things had recently been approved by the FDA. So what I found was that last week, actually, there was an FDA advisory committee that voted to recommend allowing some peptides, including BPC 157 and TB 500, to be considered for use by compounding pharmacies. So not like an online place that someone in the back of their truck is making this, but an actual pharmacy that is known for making other compounded medications. But that's just like the committee voted to recommend allowing compounding pharmacies to do it. That's not FDA approval yet. It still would have to go through all the regulatory processes and the approval before it's something that you can know you're getting what it says is inside the bottle and nothing else. Bigger picture,
Yeah.
let's just zoom out here a little bit. Why would somebody want to take BPC 157? Why would somebody want a peptide that is, says is going to help them burn fat more quickly or build muscle more quickly? Because it's the same thing that causes people to go for any kind of quick fix when it comes to health and fitness, is that there's a inkling of a chance that there's a passive solution I can do to myself, buy or have done to me, that's going to give me the result of doing hard work, being patient, and having delayed gratification without actually having to go through all those annoying processes to get the result that we want. So we see that carrot dangling in front of us like, ooh, maybe that's a shortcut. Let me grab at it. Even if there's these really scary risks, it could be potentially worth it. So it could just be another case of people looking for a quick fix when they haven't even taken the time to be consistent with the basics that are much safer, that have many other positive impacts to your health over the long term, and are really just kind of looking for a magic pill. I think that danger is definitely there. So in short, it is a craze right now, I feel like. I don't think the risks of doing it right now are worth it yet. If you have the time and the resources to spend on researching peptides, you have enough time and resources to get into the gym and learn to cook your own food.
I mean, I think steroids, is just like muscle, people who want to build a physique through steroids is a little bit different. I think that they are still going to be people that are going to work hard, that they might be looking for to build a physique that they might not be able to build naturally, because I think that's the only case where it's not like, oh, I just want something passive. Because I mean, even taking these you're not just going to put on muscle by sitting on the couch. You're still going to have to do some work.
Yeah, I mean, I think there will always be a market for anabolic steroids, and you're right that you still have to do the hard training to build the physique, even if you are taking anabolic steroids. But I think that people are looking at these new designer peptides as a quick fix more than like the person who knows or has already been lifting weights, feels like they've gone as far as they can with being natural, and is ready to start getting like a mega dose of testosterone to break through that plateau. I mean, I'm excited that because I'm dealing with tennis elbow right now, and I would love if there's a shot that I could get in my elbow and it just goes away in 3 weeks. So I'm excited about the future of it. It's just balancing the risk versus the reward.
Yeah, if you could go to like a compounding pharmacy and you knew exactly what you were getting, you felt safe with it, it might be something you would maybe consider.
Yeah.
If you're like, okay, this will just reduce inflammation and help me be able to continue to train the way I want to train.
And the cost isn't nothing either. I think the one time that I was actually considering it and ran the numbers on it, I think it was going to cost me like $750 to go through a cycle of BPC 157 to test out. So that's not insignificant.
Right.
That's a lot of money for something that you don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay, I think we hammered that one to death. Okay, so the last one we've got for you today was somebody who asked, "Do you miss the Airstream life?" Do you want to handle this one first?
Sure. I mean, I just quick answer is we still own the Airstream, and we're actually planning a big trip, like a 3-week trip for the rally, and going to a bunch of different places, and I am excited for that. I do not miss living full time in the camper. I don't think I could ever do that again.
We are going to make a video really soon about kind of recapping like why we why we moved into it full time, what that experience was like, and
Mm,
ultimately why we gave it up to move back
right.
into a house. So we won't spend too long on this one. But I would say like, so basically your answer is like, no, you don't miss living full time in the Airstream, if that's what they meant by missing the Airstream life.
Yeah, and I think, we've been in a phase where we have been focusing on this house 100%, like in our spare time from work is like remodeling this house. So we haven't, like we've done that one trip to our friend's house. We really haven't done any travel since we've been living here, but that's not the plan moving forward. Even after we go on this longer trip for the rally, I think, especially as it cools down and it's fall, I love like cooler weather camping. I don't like hot weather camping, first of all. So when you're living in it full time, you're doing a lot of hot weather camping because
Yeah.
it's really hard to escape. But I am looking forward to doing just smaller weekend trips, things like that. And I think that that will bring the joy back to the Airstream life again. Even this longer trip, I think, is going to be tough because we just don't enjoy sitting for a day driving, and then you get out of the car and you walk back to your camper and you sit down. Like that's the main thing that I'm a very, like, Jonathan equates me to like a cattle dog. Like I got to get my energy out, like, so living the Airstream life does not get your energy out so many days.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to the smaller trips. I think this, like I was saying, this 3 week trip is going to be tough because there is a lot of miles between here and North Dakota.
I think it's like 15 or 1800 if you're not
We
mistaken.
were actually considering doing like North Dakota and then like over to Idaho because my birthday is shortly after the rally, and then back here. And I mean, just looking at that loop, it was like if you were just like driving it by car, it's like three 24-hour drives. Like from here to mine, I was like a 24-hour drive. And then I was just surprised because they look close together on the map.
Right.
But North Dakota and Idaho are driving distance far because you have to go around a lot of, natural beauty.
You can't
But
drive straight over the
you
mountains.
can't drive straight over there. And then coming back. And so I was like, no, that's going to be a giant triangle of driving.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said it well. Like there's parts of living in the Airstream full time that I miss.
What part? What part?
Just probably the only part is like all the different cities that we got to visit and the new experiences that we had. There was tons and tons of challenges, but it's really cool to look
Yeah.
back through my photo stream on my phone and be like, oh yeah, that was a really cool experience we had there. Or,
Yeah.
I never knew this about that place. Or like, wow, I never thought I would get to do that in my life because I didn't even know it was an option.
But I think that that's what I'm talking about. But this next phase of like, we will still take this not just like over to the next city over in camp, but I think we'll still do like longer places to play specific places that we actually want to go. When you're living full time, for in our experience at least, there's a lot of just like wandering and like figuring out, okay, I'll go here. I'll go here. I guess I'll go here because you got to be somewhere. But I think like taking trips on purpose is going to be what I'm excited about. And like we were actually cleaning out the camper this morning after we worked out, and I was like, oh, our like, things we collected along the way. I'm like, oh, I remember when we were living in Idaho and got this, or living in Arkansas and got this, or whatever. And it is like sentimental, but I do think those things will still happen because, there'll be times where we're like, let's go live in Bentonville, Arkansas for a week and a half. And we drive over there, park it,
Somebody listening's like, what did they just say? Arkansas? You went there on
little
purpose?
city.
Yeah, well said. We think that having this house will enhance our Airstream life. So we don't miss it yet because it's still going on.
Yeah.
Cool. I just realized looking in the camera that number one, I have this sweet digital barbell sticker on the back of my
Oh, yes.
computer. We're going to bring a bunch of those with us to give away, and we'll be giving those away to our digital barbell clients also. And I'm wearing my new shirt. And I got this before, as a model for like when we were starting to sell the shirt. So if you guys bought a shirt, they're going out very soon if they haven't already by the time you listen to this. So if you got one, take a picture of yourself wearing it, out doing something awesome, tag us in it on social media so we can reshare it and be excited to see you out there. Come see us in North Dakota if you're out there. If you have not subscribed or followed this podcast, do that before you go too. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll catch you next week.